voters in Santa Cruz County passed Proposition 215, which is the compassionate use of marijuana, back in 1996 by a 74% margin. And but the county never developed rules for how people would actually take advantage of this medicine. I've seen firsthand the benefits because I was the executive director of the Santa Cruz AIDS Project in 1996, and I saw many of our clients who benefited, especially in the late stages of their life, from being able to take advantage of this medicine. The county's previous place has been, let's put our heads in the sand and pretend that if we don't have rules to allow these things to open, they won't open. And for many years that worked. But with the coming of the Obama administration, the president and the attorney general said we are not going to prosecute people who are engaged in compassionate use of medical marijuana. And what we saw in California and over the entire country is that the dispensaries or collectives who made this medicine available sprung up all over the place. Los Angeles County saw 1,000 dispensaries open. Here in Santa Cruz, they started popping up. Over here on 41st Avenue, over by the hospital, up in Boulder Creek, a number of different places. And rather than playing whack-a-mole and try to snuff out everyone that came up, it seemed like it was reasonable, again, to look what other communities have done and try to develop a reasonable set of regulations. So Supervisor Coonerty and I brought forward to the board some information that resulted in a draft ordinance that set limits on how close they can be together, how close they can be to schools or preschools, that have some provision to make sure that people can't gouge on this medicine, especially to the people who can least afford it. If they have a doctor prescription, they should be able to get it. That's kind of a policy choice that our board has made to try to make us available, to make medicine available to people who need it but can't afford it. And a number of other things. I'm happy to talk about that in any level of detail. But we've held 4 or 5 public hearings. No one's come out to speak against having dispensaries, but people have had some tweaks, I would say, to the ordinance. That, as fate would have it, it's also coming back to the board on May 3rd. And so if you have a point of view, you could share it with the board of supervisors or tell me here this evening.